She texted. LOL, his proposal was so cringe. Thank God I said no. To her group chat, forgetting I was still in it. I replied, dodged a bullet. Then I forwarded the screenshots to her mother who'd started planning our wedding behind the scenes. The chaos was immediate. I, 29 male, am sitting in my apartment right now, watching the absolute meltdown happening on my phone. My now ex-girlfriend Madison, 27, just learned a very expensive lesson about checking who's in your group chats before trashing them. We'd been together for 4 years. I thought we were solid. Sure, Madison could be a bit high maintenance. Always needed the newest iPhone, complained when we went to regular restaurants instead of the trendy spots her influencer friends posted about. But I loved her, or thought I did. Last Saturday, I proposed. Spent 3 months planning it, saved up $8,500 for a ring. Yeah, I know, but she'd literally shown me the exact one she wanted like 50 times. Took her to the botanical gardens where we had our first date, had her favorite flowers everywhere, got down on one knee by the fountain at sunset. She said yes, cried. Posted a million photos on Instagram with #she said yes and future Mrs. hashtags. Her mom Diane called me sobbing with joy. Everything seemed perfect. Then Wednesday happened. I'm in a group chat with Madison and her 3 best friends, Brittany, Jenna, and Kelsey. They added me like 2 years ago for planning surprise parties and stuff. Usually it's dead except for birthday planning. But Wednesday afternoon while I'm at work my phone starts blowing up. Madison, OMG girls, I have to tell you something. Spill. So you know how I said yes to the proposal, right? Duh. We saw The Rock. Gorgeous. Yeah, about that. I'm giving it back. What? I know, but honestly, the whole thing was so cringe. A public proposal? At the basic botanical gardens? Like what is this? 2005? My heart stopped. I literally had to sit down at my desk. But the ring is perfect. The ring is literally the only reason I said yes, lol. I was too embarrassed to say no in front of all those people. But seriously, he could have tried harder. Derek proposed to his GF on a yacht. Tyler took Amanda to Paris. And I get plants? Is it though? I've been dropping hints about the Four Seasons rooftop for months. He knows I wanted something that would go viral on TikTok. Instead, I got suburban mom vibes. Thank God I said no when he asked about setting a date yesterday. Wait, you already told him no? Not exactly. Told him I wanted a long engagement to savor being engaged, LMAO. I'll give the ring back after the holidays, need to milk the engagement gifts first. That's when I realized she forgot I was in this chat. I sat there for maybe 5 minutes, just staring at my phone. 4 years. 4 years of my life. I paid off her student loans, $23,000. Let her live in my apartment rent-free while she built her jewelry business. She sold maybe 3 bracelets on Etsy. And this is what she really thought. So I typed, dodged a bullet. Thanks for showing your true colors before I made the mistake of actually marrying you. The typing indicators started going crazy. Then stopped. Then started again. OMG Ryan, I'm so sorry. That's not what I meant. I was just joking with the girls. Please don't take it seriously. Ryan, answer your phone. I screenshotted everything, the whole conversation. Then I did something that probably makes me petty, but I don't care. I forwarded all the screenshots to her mother, Diane. See, what Madison didn't know was that Diane had already put down deposits. The woman was so excited when we got engaged that she'd immediately started planning. She'd put $5,000 down on a venue, hired a wedding planner, even bought her mother of the dress outfit. She'd been texting me all week about cake flavors and flowers. I sent Diane everything with one message. Thought you should see this before you spend any more money on the wedding. I'm sorry. The chaos was instant. Update 1. Madison came home Wednesday night to find her stuff in boxes by the door. Yeah, we lived together in my apartment. Her name's not on the lease. She was hysterical. Full waterworks, snot bubble crying. Madison, baby please. It was just girl talk. I didn't mean any of it. Meet, you called our engagement cringe and said you were keeping the ring for gifts. Madison, I was trying to sound cool. You know how Brittany is. Brittany made you say you'd milk the engagement for presents? That's not. I didn't mean. Your mom called. She's devastated. Lost $5,000 in deposits. That's when Madison's face changed from sad to angry. You told my mother? Are you insane? She deserved to know before she spent more money on a fake wedding. It wasn't fake. I said yes. To avoid embarrassment. Your words. I'm not moving out. I have rights. You're a guest. 30 days notice, starting today. Be out by October 15th. She grabbed her phone and called her dad, Gordon. Put him on speaker, thinking it would intimidate me. Gordon. Ryan, what's this about kicking Madison out? Me. She admitted she only accepted my proposal for the ring and gifts. The wedding's off. Look, women say things they don't mean sometimes. I have screenshots, Gordon. Would you like to see what your daughter really thinks? Long pause. Madison, is this true? Daddy, he's overreacting. Did you or did you not say those things? It's complicated. Jesus Christ, Madison. Again? Again. Turns out this wasn't Madison's first rodeo. Gordon let slip that she'd pulled similar stunts with 2 previous boyfriends. One guy she'd strung along for a year because he had a boat. Another she'd dated solely because his dad owned a restaurant where she could eat free. Ryan, I'm sorry. Madison, get your things. You're coming home. Daddy, no. I'm not paying for another apartment while you play these games. Ryan, you'll get the ring back. Already have it? She left it on the nightstand Tuesday when she told me she wanted a long engagement. Madison's face went white. She'd been so confident I'd cave that she'd preemptively given back the ring, probably thinking I'd beg her to take it back. Update 2. The entitlement escalated fast. Thursday morning, I woke up to 73 Instagram notifications. Madison had posted a novel-length story about how I was emotionally abusive and controlling, said I'd isolated her from friends, monitored her messages, and kicked her out for having opinions. The comments were split. Her influencer friends were all, "Yes, queen, know your worth." But people who actually knew us were confused. My buddy Jake commented, "Didn't he just propose to you?" and got blocked immediately. Then came the financial demands. Madison texted me, from Brittany's phone since I'd blocked her, a list of things she wanted. $4,000 for emotional distress, her half of the furniture that I bought, 3 months of rent for a new place, $6,000, the engagement ring, since it was a gift, $2,000 for the jewelry business inventory she kept at my place. I responded with my own list. $23,000 for student loans I paid, $18,000 for 2 years of free rent, $3,500 for the vacation to Cabo I funded, $20 and $100 for the MacBook I bought for her business. Silence. Friday, Diane called. She was crying, but not for the reason I expected. Ryan, I'm so sorry. I'm mortified. It's not your fault. I raised her better than this, or thought I did. Did Gordon tell you about Christopher and Paul? He mentioned something. She did the same thing, took them for everything she could, then played victim when they left. We enabled it, always making excuses. Why are you telling me this? Because she's about to do something stupid and you should be prepared. What do you mean? She's been on the phone with her cousin who's a paralegal. They're planning something. Sure enough, Saturday morning I get served with papers. Madison was suing me for unlawful eviction and breach of verbal contract. She claimed we had an agreement that she could live there indefinitely in exchange for household management and that the engagement created a financial expectation. The number she was asking for? $50,000. $50,000. I laughed so hard the process server looked concerned. Update 3. My lawyer, who's also my cousin Tony, took one look at the lawsuit and said, "This is the dumbest thing I've seen this month, and I just had a client try to sue McDonald's for making them fat." We filed a countersuit immediately. Included, defamation for the Instagram posts, fraud for admitting she accepted the proposal under false pretenses, unjust enrichment for the loans and rent. But here's where it gets good. Remember how Madison mentioned Derek and Tyler, the guys whose proposals were supposedly so much better? Well, Derek's girlfriend is my coworker's sister. Small world. I reached out just to share my condolences about Madison's behavior. Turns out Derek never proposed. That yacht story? Complete fabrication. They'd been on a sunset cruise, but no ring. Madison had been telling everyone about this non-existent proposal to make herself look better. Tyler and Amanda? Even better, they're not even together anymore. Haven't been for 6 months. The Paris trip was Amanda going solo after she dumped Tyler for cheating. Madison had been living in a complete fantasy world, making up rival proposals that didn't exist to justify her materialistic demands. I sent all this information to Tony. He added it to our filing as evidence of her pattern of deception. Monday morning, Gordon called. "Gordon, Ryan, we need to talk. Can you meet me for coffee?" I agreed, curious. Gordon showed up looking exhausted. Apparently, Madison had been having daily meltdowns at home. She'd maxed out 2 credit cards buying stuff to rebuild her life. She'd been demanding they sue me, hire a PR firm to fix her image, and pay for a new apartment downtown. "Gordon, I'm cutting her off." "Me what?" "I've enabled this for too long. She's 27, not 17. Diane and I talked. No more bailouts." "Good for you. I have something else. It might help your case." He handed me a folder. Inside were screenshots from Madison's iCloud. She was on his family plan and forgot. Messages between her and Brittany from before the proposal. "I need him to propose with something worth at least 10K or I'm out. Once I get the ring, I'll have leverage. Goal is to stretch engagement for 2 years, save money living free. If he won't upgrade to a penthouse after wedding, I'll leave with half." She'd been planning to use me from the start. The I love yous, the talk about our future, all of it was calculated. Use this, end it. Maybe she'll finally learn. Update 4. Court happened yesterday. Madison showed up dressed like she was going to a funeral, trying to look sympathetic. Her paralegal cousin was representing her, and it was obvious within 5 minutes he was in way over his head. The judge reviewed everything. The text messages, the Instagram posts, the fake proposal stories, and then Gordon's evidence, the premeditated gold-digging messages. "Judge, Miss Fitzgerald, did you write these messages?" "Those were private?" "He had no right." "Did you write them?" "I was venting. Girl talk." "Yes or no?" "Yes." The judge then looked at the household management claim. "Can you provide evidence of this agreement? Written contract? Text discussing it? Anything?" "It was verbal. He promised." "Mr. Peterson, did you make this agreement?" "Me no, Your Honor. She moved in after her roommate kicked her out. It was supposed to be temporary. That was 2 years ago." The judge actually rubbed his temples. "Miss Fitzgerald, you admitted in writing that you accepted a proposal fraudulently, planned to exploit the plaintiff financially, and created false narratives about rival proposals. You then defamed him publicly and filed a frivolous lawsuit. Countersuit granted. You owe Mr. Peterson $15,000 in damages and legal fees. The eviction stands. Case dismissed." Madison lost it. "Madison, this is sexism. I'm being punished for being a woman." "Judge, you're being punished for being a con artist." "Bailiff?" They had to escort her out while she screamed about discrimination and her ruined life. Update 5. The aftermath has been spectacular. Madison's Instagram meltdown went semi-viral, but not how she wanted. Someone screen-recorded her courtroom tantrum and posted it on TikTok with "Gold Digger Gets Reality Check." 1.8 million views. The comments are brutal. She really thought she did something. The entitlement is astronomical. That poor man dodged a missile. Brittany, Jenna, and Kelsey all unfollowed her after finding out she'd been lying about Derek and Tyler's proposals. Brittany actually reached out to apologize, said she had no idea Madison was that manipulative. The best part? Madison had to move back in with her parents, but not to their nice house. See, Gordon wasn't kidding about cutting her off. He gave her 2 options: get a job and pay rent, or move into the studio apartment above their garage that they'd been renting out. She chose the studio, thinking it would be temporary. It's been 3 weeks. She's applied to exactly 0 jobs because she's too traumatized to work, but somehow not too traumatized to post daily stories about surviving narcissistic abuse. Diane sent me a text yesterday. She's selling her designer bags to pay the court judgment. Reality is hitting hard. Thank you for not marrying her. Oh, and the ring? Sold it back to the jeweler for $7,200. Used $5,000 to reimburse Diane for the deposits she lost, and donated the rest to a financial literacy charity. Seemed fitting. Gordon forwarded me one last thing, a text Madison sent to her mom. "This is all Ryan's fault. If he'd just done a better proposal, none of this would have happened. I deserve someone who appreciates me. Still blaming everyone but herself. Some people never learn. Final update. It's been 2 months since everything went down. Figured I'd give one last update since people keep asking. Madison's situation got worse before it got, well, it's still worse. After the TikTok went viral, someone found her Etsy jewelry business. Turns out she'd been drop shipping cheap stuff from Alibaba and marking it up 400%. The reviews were already terrible, but once people connected her to the video, they tanked completely. Shop closed within a week. She tried to reinvent herself as a life coach focusing on surviving toxic relationships, created a whole website about her journey and how she could help other women escape narcissistic partners. The audacity, right? Price for her coaching? $500 per session. Number of clients? 0. Gordon called me last week with an update. Madison had finally hit rock bottom. The court judgment was due, she couldn't pay, and her credit was destroyed. She'd applied for a job at 3 places. All rejected her after Googling her name. That TikTok video is the first thing that comes up. But here's the twist nobody saw coming. Paul, one of her exes that Gordon had mentioned, found the video and reached out to me. Then Christopher did too. We formed a group chat called Madison Survivors Club. Turns out she'd pulled the exact same stuff with both of them. Moved in quickly claiming emergency. Never paid rent. Demanded expensive gifts. Trash-talked them to friends while plotting to get more. Played victim when they left. Christopher still had texts from 2019 where she bragged about getting him to pay for her nose job before dumping him. Paul had screenshots of her selling gifts he'd given her while they were still together. We didn't do anything with this info. Just felt good knowing I wasn't alone or crazy. Last I heard from Diane, Madison had finally gotten a job at a call center. Minimum wage plus commission. She has to be there at 6 a.m. and can't have her phone during shifts. She lasted 3 days at the first one before quitting because it was beneath her. Gordon told her if she quit another job, she was getting evicted from the studio. She's still there as far as I know. Still posting about being a survivor and Phoenix rising from ashes. But from a flip phone, because she had to sell her iPhone to make the first court payment. Brittany reached out once more last week. Madison had texted their old group asking for loans, claiming I'd financially abused her and left her destitute. Brittany's response? She sent Madison the screenshots of her original messages about the proposal and blocked her. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. Started dating someone new, Qley from my rock climbing gym. She insisted on splitting our first date bill and thought the botanical garden was romantic when I mentioned it. Funny how that works. The ring money I donated? The charity sent me a thank you letter saying it helped fund a financial literacy workshop for young adults. They invited me to speak at it. I'm considering it. Might tell them about the importance of seeing red flags early. Madison's parents are doing better too. Diane joined a support group for parents of entitled adult children. Apparently that's a thing. Gordon sent me a bottle of expensive scotch with a note for showing us what we should have done years ago. The studio apartment above their garage, Madison decorated it with vision boards about her comeback and empire. She posts motivational quotes daily about betting on yourself and knowing your worth. The irony is completely lost on her. Someone recently commented on one of her posts, "Weren't you the girl who got dumped for calling your proposal cringe?" She deleted it immediately and made her account private. But my favorite update? Remember that $15,000 judgment? She's paid $3,000 so far. $12,000 to go. At her current payment rate, she'll be done in about 4 years. The court adds interest monthly. Every payment hits my account with a memo line she has to fill out. The first one said, temporary setback. The most recent one just said rent money. Reality really does hit different when nobody's there to cushion the fall. Looking back, that group chat mistake was the best thing that could have happened. Saved me from a lifetime of being someone's meal ticket. Could have been discovering this after a wedding and kids. Instead, I got out with my dignity, my assets, and a story that apparently resonates with a lot of people. To everyone who messaged saying I was too harsh, she literally admitted to scamming me for years. To those who said I should have kept it private, she put me on blast first with lies. Sometimes the only way to deal with entitled people is to let them face the consequences they've been avoiding their whole lives. Madison, if you're reading this from your studio apartment on your work break, the proposal wasn't cringe. Your character was. Dodged that bullet? More like dodged a nuclear missile.